Welcome to StudyIQ. Through the course of this video today, we will be focusing on Kerala current affairs. This is the second part of Kerala current affairs. We are going to be looking at all the developments, all the current affairs that have transpired in the state of Kerala from January to June 2018. This of course is a free video course which is available. You can visit our website studyiq.com and take a look at the other paid courses which are available. There are also certain offers which are going on. You can take a look at the website and avail those offers. Also, the PDF of the first Kerala Current Affairs Part 1 and the second part are also going to be available on our website studyiq.com. You can follow our co-founder on Instagram by the name of Tireless Soul. You can also search for Dr. Gaurav Garg and you can follow him on Instagram. Starting on with Kerala Current Affairs second part, the first pertinent news that we need to be aware about: Kerala government in a bid of massive digitization program has decided to geotag as well as ear tag by leveraging something that is called the GIS, that's the Geographic Information System technology. They are planning to geotag around 18 lakh animal husbandry farmers, poultry farmers, livestock farmers. They are trying to do this by leveraging the geographic information system. So as you can see over here in the image, they will be geotagging as well as they will be ear tagging all the farmers. And this predominantly, why are they wanting to do this? They are wanting to do this because they want a digital repository. They want a digital database of all the farmers. And currently as we speak, the Kerala government has already, they have been able to geotag 60,000 farmers already, and they are having an ambitious vision of making sure that 10 to 18 lakh of farmers are covered through this particular process, right? Now, when we are talking about, as we said, that they want to have a digital database, a digital repository, which can help them in financial planning as well. So when we are talking about this news, we are saying that the Kerala government is all geared up to geotag the houses of the farmers. So around 18 lakh farmers are going to be covered. And when we are talking about 18 lakh farmers, there will be livestock farmers as well as poultry farmers who are going to be covered under the entire process. And as we are saying, this is a part of the massive digitization drive that the Kerala government is undertaking. And of course, when we are talking about the process of geotagging, so geotagging is nothing but it is an electronic tag, and this electronic tag ensures, as you can see in the image also over here, this electronic tag ensures that everyone is actually, like, you're able to figure out the geographical location of the person. Also, when we are talking about the main purpose, what all are going to be geotagged in the process, they are going to be catering to the houses and farms of the farmers, the houses and the farms of the farmers. The status of domestic animals will also be geotagged. Along with that, information related to the veterinary hospitals, all these details are going to be geotagged. They are going to be linked through the GIS technology, the Geographic Information System technology. And when we are talking about, as we've already discussed, the objective is to have a database ready. And majorly, when you're talking about the objective, they want to ensure that they are moving towards a paperless database, right? So they want a proper functioning of all the departments, which is going to be paperless, which is going to be technology driven. There won't be any intervention of papers over there, right? And as we've said, that 60,000 houses and farms have already been geotagged under the process of this very ambitious government scheme that has been there. Now, when we are talking about one important thing that we need to remember over here is the fact that they have already ear tagged as well. Now, when I talk about ear tagging, what do we mean by that? Ear tagging is nothing but when an animal gets vaccinated, you're trying to clip through technology on the ear of the animal that the animal has been ear tagged, right? And when we're talking about both the geotagged information as well as the ear tagged information, so ear tag, the process of clipping a tag on the ear of the vaccinated animal, and geotagging, they are both going to be used for financial planning in the state. So the main purpose is going to be to ensure that the Kerala government is able to plan better, ensure that they are having better schemes implemented by using the entire geotagging process, right? So this is their plan, the ambitious plan to cover up the houses of livestock and poultry farmers, right? Now, when we're talking about the next important news, of course, Kerala emerges as the winner of the Santosh Trophy. They beat the host state, that was West Bengal. And of course, when we're talking about the Santosh Trophy, they bagged the 6th consecutive Santosh Trophy. The entire trophy that they bagged was at the Salt Lake Stadium. So we need to remember that how Kerala has won the Santosh Trophy, and this is the 6th consecutive time that they're winning it. And when we're talking about it, the entire last match, they actually won the Santosh Trophy title at the Salt Lake Stadium. So they won it at the Salt Lake Stadium, defeating the host Bengal, right? Of course, over here we have a new variety of frog, a new species of frog that has been discovered. And when we are talking about the frog, this frog is actually, of course, as you can see in the image also, light brownish, wrinkled skin. This is a new species that has been found at the Malabar Sanctuary. So Malabar Sanctuary is now the home to a new species of frog which has been coming from the Western Ghats, right? So the Malabar Sanctuary is actually the host of this. When we're talking about the frog, of course, the Kozhikode Malabar Wildlife Sanctuary is a host to the frog, as we can see in the image. Of course, as you can see over here, the frog has been named after Meva Singh. So Meva Singh is actually a very famous ecological scientist. And in a tribute to Meva Singh, we can see that the new species that has been discovered, the name has been given in honor of Meva Singh, right? And this is a new variety. And tests have also confirmed that this is a new species of frog that has been found in the Malabar Sanctuary in Kerala. As you can see, wrinkled as well as faintly wrinkled and light brown in the structure when we're talking about it. Of course, a very unfortunate news over here. Kerala MLA KK Ramachandran Nair, he passed away. He was 65 years of age, and as we're saying, he was a Kerala MLA. He was all of 65 years of age. He started his career also with the SFI, and when we're talking about recently, he also defeated Congress, and of course, when he defeated the Congress in the assembly elections, he defeated them by almost a margin of 7,983 votes. Very, very renowned personality, but he passed away he passed away, and this news came in January 2018. Another unfortunate news in Kerala, when we're talking about the famous personalities, we of course saw the departure of Kala Mandalam Geethanandan. He was 58 years of age. He also passed away. And when we're talking about Geethanandan Kalanandan, he was performing when he, of course, collapsed while performing. He's a very, very famous proponent of something that is called the Uttanthula. This is actually a dance form in Kerala which is very, very famous. He collapsed when he was performing on stage, and when he was performing, he actually had folded hands when he suddenly collapsed. Everyone was dazzled, everyone was amazed, everyone was actually literally feeling very bad when he passed away. Of course, he is known for his dance and poetic performances also, and what a life that he passed away while he was performing. He was just 58 years of age. As we can see over here, he was performing on stage and he collapsed immediately, right? Again, another unfortunate news when we are talking about the list of obituaries in Kerala. Again, another famous personality, K. Panur, passed away. When we are talking about K. Panur was 84 years of age, and he passed away. This news came on 21st February. Of course, he was the recipient of the Kerala Sahitya Academy Award in the year 2006. So in the year 2006, he received the Kerala Sahitya Academy Award. He's very famous for works like, and we're sure that we probably would have even read them also. So when we're talking about the most famous works that he has written, he is famous for Kerala Tile Africa, Kerala Tile America. So he's written the work Kerala Tile Africa. He's also written a work called Kerala Tile America. He's also written works such as Ha Naxalbari, Ha Naxalbari. These are very famous works that he's written. When we are talking about Kerala-Tile Africa, in Kerala-Tile Africa, he talks about the impoverished people living in the tribal belt. He talks about the slavish lives of all the people who are actually tribals. Very, very famous personality, and of course, he passed away recently. Shifting gears now from the obituaries, of course, we'll be talking about a couple of other people who passed away, important marquee names who passed away. But before that, if we talk about another important development in the state of Kerala, we saw that the M Kerala app, which was launched at the first Global Digital Summit in Kerala. This was actually launched it's going to be fully launched in the month of June. However, it was launched at the Global Digital Summit as well. Now, when we're talking about the M Kerala app is actually an app which is going to be initially giving 50 services. It's going to be giving 50 services, and it will make sure that 13 departments will be available on the app for all the citizens, right? This is a part of course, the entire process of digitizing all the departments, the way that all the departments are functioning in Kerala, ensuring that all the citizens are getting to know about the functioning of the departments as well as whatever they want from each department on one app. So it's the one-stop solution, the M Kerala app. When we're talking about, of course, the M Kerala app will provide services of various departments to the public. So the main aim is to provide services of various departments, various government departments to public. So that's the main intention of the M Kerala app. And as we said that initially 50 services of 13 departments will be available. According to the Chief Minister Vijayan, the aim is to cover all the services provided by all the government departments. So they want to cover, it's a very ambitious project, the M Kerala app. M Kerala app wants to cover all the services which are provided by the government departments. They want to cover it through this one-stop solution that's called the M Kerala app. Of course, so various services are already getting provided by the e-district project already. And when we are talking about this, is also integrated with something which is called the K-Fawn project, which we have discussed in the first part. And when we are talking about the K-Fawn project, that's the Kerala Fiber-Optic network, the Kerala Fiber-Optic network, which is again an ambitious program that wants to ensure that the entire rural belt of Kerala gets free access to internet around. They want to cater to 20 lakh village farm lives, right, through the K-Fawn project. And M Kerala app is also an addition to that entire vision of the state government to ensure that Kerala becomes a proper digital state altogether, right? So this is the M Governance Kerala mobile app, or the M Kerala app, right? So M Kerala Android app, which was launched, which is going to be giving e-services in the state of Kerala. Euphoric Vijayan there. Of course, coming on to the next pertinent news, we all need to be cognizant when we are talking about Kerala current affairs about something which is called the Samvedana, the Samvedana 2018. When we're talking about Samvedana, the word Samvedana means empathy, and here we need to understand that how the Indian Air Force has collaborated to ensure that the other South Asian countries are coming together and they are ensuring that they are prepared in the hour of disaster, right? So this is of course Samvedana, like we said, which means empathy. So Samvedana 2018 is IAF, that's the Indian Air Force's first it's the Indian Air Force's first multilateral HADR activity. And when we talk about HADR exercise in South Asia, of course, and when we talk about HADR stands for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. So HADR stands for Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief. So this is actually a first multilateral HADR activity that is getting performed by the Indian Air Force. Now when we talk about, as the name suggests, Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Relief, and this is actually an exercise. So this is IAF's first multilateral HADR, Samvedana 2018. And when we are talking about this, we need to be aware that this exercise is actually in association with the South Asian region. So this is in association with the South Asian regions, right? And why this is important for the current affairs in Kerala? It is important because this was held in the coast of Kerala. So this was held off the coast of Kerala. So when we're talking about Samvedana 2018, which is the IAF, the Indian Air Force's first multilateral HADR program, is actually something that was held at the coast of Kerala. Of course, we also need to remember that this multilateral exercise that we're talking about was spearheaded by the IAF, that's the Indian Air Force, and the SAC, that's the Southern Air Command, and the SAC, right? Together they were there. When we're talking about other countries which had taken part, or the other South Asian regions which had taken part, this included Sri Lanka, it included Nepal, it included the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, it also included Bangladesh, right? So the southern states which were participating were these, and of course it focused on the Air Force centric HADR solutions, which were there, of course the humanitarian assistance and disaster relief functions which were there. Now when we are talking about what was the main objective of Samvedana 2018, which was held at the coast of Kerala, the main objective of Samvedana was to ensure that they galvanize, they bring together, they wanted to galvanize all stakeholders, in synergized, unified HADF. So that's the Humanitarian Assistance and Disaster Federation, HADF functions, right? So they wanted to make sure that all the countries are coming together in the hour of distress, and there is a concerted effort to fight against the calamity, if any need be, right? So this was the intervention, this was the first multilateral disaster relief exercise, right? This particular news which was held in Kerala is important, right? Now coming on, of course, another unfortunate obituary and another unfortunate news when we're talking about Kathakali maestro, as we can all see from the image, and we would have been able to identify Madhavur Vasudevan has passed away. Madhavur Vasudevan Nair, he passed away. He was also performing as fate would have, and he was 89 years of age, and he collapsed on the stage. He is very famous, as we said, a Kathakali maestro. Vasudevan collapsed on stage while he was performing. He was 89 years of age. He was also the recipient of the very famous Padma Bhushan Award. And when we are talking about Vasudevan is also very, very famous for something which is called the Kapilangatu school, right? He was also the principal of the school. He of course passed away. Another unfortunate news in the obituary list is Justice D. Sridevi, she passed away. She was a social activist. She was, when we are talking about 79 years of age as she passed away. She was considered, so she's of course a very famous judge of the High Court. She's also someone who was the chairperson of the Women's Commission. And many people say that her tenure as the chairperson of the Women's Commission was actually a highlight to the commission, because she brought she made many empathetic decisions. She is still considered to be the voice of the disenfranchised, of the people who were not empowered. She always wanted to ensure that she was keeping their interests more than over and above other pursuits, right? She of course had also written her autobiography, which many said that they were not aware about. So she had written her autobiography called Aya Neogathal, right? Neogathal. So this was her autobiography that she'd written. So this is A over here. This was her autobiography that she'd written. She'd actually started, what's very intriguing for all of us is that she actually started as a munif, which is the lowest of the rank in the legal order, and she went on to become the judge of the High Court, right? And of course the chairperson of the Women's Commission. When we're talking about another news, M.S. Ravi, who was the chief editor of Kerala Kumudi, MS Ravi, chief editor of Kerala Kumudi, passed away. He was 68 years of age. He collapsed in the house. He's of course the fourth son of the Kerala Kumudi founder editor K. Sukumaran. So he is the fourth son of K. Sukumaran. He is considered to be a socially committed editor, and when we are talking about him, he is definitely someone whom the people who know him say that he's always going to be remembered for his endearing smile that he always wore on his face, right? A socially committed editor, MS Ravi, also passes away. Coming on to now shifting gears and from the obituaries, from the demise of pertinent people in Kerala, we're moving on to the Commonwealth Games. We saw 3 people from Kerala representing India in the Commonwealth Games. Of course, when we're talking about the Commonwealth Games, we'll also be talking about certain important aspects which may be asked in your exams. Before that, 3 people represented that include R. Babu, KT Irfan and B. Soumya. These were the 3 people who went, and out of the 3 people, 2 people, as fate would have it, because of the no needle policy. So this is actually a no needle policy to curb doping. So any player found with a syringe or a needle will be debarred from playing. That is actually something which has been codified by the Commonwealth Games, and it was unfortunate as we saw 2 Kerala players coming back. They were not allowed to play because of the no needle policy. So as you can see, as we've discussed, that 2 Indian athletes, that includes Rakesh Babu and KT Irfan. Babu's image over here. So this is actually Babu and KT Irfan, both from Kerala, both from the state of Kerala. They were sent home from the Commonwealth Games. And why they were sent home from the Commonwealth Games? Because they breached the no needle policy. So the no needle policy was breached, and the federation, the Commonwealth Games Federation, found that they were carrying syringes. Of course, before we take a look at this particular news in slight amount of greater detail, you need to be aware about the fact that the Commonwealth Games, this edition of the Commonwealth Games, was held from the 4th to the 15th of April, right? So this particular edition was held from 4th to the 15th of April. When we're talking about where was it held, this was actually held at Gold Coast, which was the host city. This is in Australia. Of course, France was the only country which was not participating in the Commonwealth Games. This year, Barobi was the mascot of the Commonwealth Games. So when we are talking about the mascot, Barobi was the mascot of the game. Share the Dream was the motto of this year's Commonwealth Games. When we are talking about 2022, Birmingham will become the state which is going to be hosting the Commonwealth Games. When we are talking about the Commonwealth Games before this, in 2014, where were they conducted? They were conducted in Glasgow, Scotland. Prior to that, the 19th Commonwealth Games in 2010 were there in New Delhi. That created a lot of furore also. We also need to remember that Australia was conducting, Australia conducted the Commonwealth Games this year. They were already conducted the Commonwealth Games 5 times earlier also. When we talk about how many countries participate, so you need to remember about this information that there were 71 teams, so you can read the question properly. There were 71 teams which participated. However, there are 53 members in the Commonwealth community. So there are 53 members, but we had 71 teams that we saw participating. And of course, some of the sports that are commonly played, we have athletics, we have basketball, we have bowling. So when we're talking about some important pertinent ones, so we see athletics being there, we see bowls being there, we see basketball being there, we have cycling there, we have netball, rugby, we have shooting, we have squash, we also have weightlifting, table tennis, swimming. All these are the events which are played at the Commonwealth Games. And of course, when we talk about the Commonwealth Games, the current edition of the Commonwealth Games, which recently got over, Australia had 198 medals and they were at the number 1 position. When we talk about England, they had 136 medals and they were at the 2nd position, and India with 66 medals was at the 3rd position, right? So this we need to remember: Australia, England and India, 198, 136 and 66 medals in total, and this was a ranking which was there. As we were mentioning that how Rakesh Babu and KT Irfan, so as you can see over here, KT Irfan, both from Kerala, because of the no needle policy, the federation said that they were found with using syringe, and this is the reason why they were asked to leave. Even the boxing team was asked to leave before the commencement of the entire games because of the same reasons, right? Of course, when we are talking about the Commonwealth Games and how Kerala represented India at the Commonwealth Games, as we said, 3 people represented India from Kerala, out of which 2 people, of course, unfortunately had to come back. And the 3 people include Rakesh Babu. Rakesh Babu was one person. KT Irfan was one person. Soumya B was one person. So Soumya B was one person. When we talk about KT Irfan and Soumya B, you need to remember that they are long distance walkers. And when we talk about Rakesh Babu is someone who was a triple jumper in the game. However, one more thing that you need to remember, that Soumya B, even though she hails from the state of Kerala, because of the fact that she started currently working with the CRPF in New Delhi, so she started representing Delhi, right? So this was Kerala's performance at the Commonwealth Games. Another of course, this is not something which is unfortunate, but as we can see from the image, that the JC Daniel Award, which is actually the highest honor given by the Kerala government, has been announced. And who has been selected, you can probably just pause the video and write that down in the comment section, that who's been selected for the JC Daniel Award. Here, as we can see, this is the image of Sri Kumaran Thampi. So Sri Kumaran Thampi has received the JC Daniel Award. When we talk about the JC Daniel Award, as we are all aware that this is Kerala government's highest honor. So this is the highest honor given by the Kerala government, and in this award, Sri Kumaran Thampi has received this particular highest honor for lifetime contribution to Malayalam cinema, the Malayali cinema. Of course, the prize comprises, the JC Daniel prize comprises of 6 lakh rupees, plus there is a citation which is given as an award for the JC Daniel Prize. When we talk about Sri Kumaran Thampi, of course, started his career. He debuted in the year 1966. He is a person who's known as a lyricist, as a director. He's given more than 1,000 melodies to Malayalam cinema, and rightfully he deserved the JC Daniel Award. Sri Kumaran Thampi is a recipient of the 5 lakh as well as a citation and the JC Daniel Award, right? Another news which is pertinent, Calicut University. So the Calicut University has conferred the D.Lit on 2 people. As we can see in the image, they don't really need any sort of recognition. So that includes Mohanlal and P.T. Usha. So both Mohanlal and P.T. Usha were conferred the D.Lit degree by the Calicut University. P.T. Usha, Mohanlal, of course, is a Malayalam superstar. P.T. Usha is considered very famously, she's also called something which is the Payoli Express. When we're talking about Mohanlal, of course, has been majorly considered to be a pioneer in his contribution to the Malayali cinema, and he's been in the industry for over 4 decades, and he needs no introduction at all. Likewise, P.T. Usha also doesn't need any introduction. She's currently 53 years old. She's a government employee. She's working as a government employee with the Indian Railways. She's also opened the P.T. Usha School of Athletics in her hometown, which trains students. She's also someone who in the 1980 Moscow, so when we're talking about the 1980 Moscow Olympics, she represented India. Ever since then, she's represented India in major important national and international platforms, and she's ensured that she bags prizes, someone who's totally renowned. So Mohanlal and P.T. Usha from Calicut University getting the honor of receiving the D.Lit degree, right? Of course, now moving on and heading towards the Niti Aayog. So Niti Aayog, that's the National Institution for Transforming India, has come up with a program of identifying 115 aspirational districts. Now, when we talk about aspirational districts, these are actually districts which have been backward due to sundry reasons, due to miscellaneous reasons. They have been backward, and probably due to Naxalism, probably due to terrorism, probably due to technology backwardness. They haven't really reached the benchmark of the other smart cities. Now, in a bid to ensure that government is able to uplift all of them, the government has started in association with the Niti Aayog the Aspirational Districts program. The Aspirational District scheme is actually a scheme which has identified 115 districts across the nation, and when we talk about Kerala, one particular state is a part of the 115 Aspirational District program. And of course, when we are talking about the district, it's Wayanad. So Wayanad has been selected as a part of the aspirational district program. Wayanad, of course, is one of the places which has been identified for the upliftment, the special upliftment plan. The special upliftment plan as a part of the aspirational district scheme. Of course, the project aims to ensure, so when we talk about the aspirational district scheme or the aspirational district program, that aims to ensure that by 2022, so the aim is to ensure that by 2022, specific development concerns of these regions are addressed and there are projects that can transform these states which have been identified, right? So that is the main important concern of the government. When we are talking about the Wayanad, so we need to remember over here that Wayanad district has been identified on the basis of certain backwardness parameters, such as and the data was actually issued by the CECC, that is the Socioeconomic Caste Census, and the parameters on which they were identified were parameters of nutrition, were parameters of deprivation, were parameters of health and elementary education. So on these bases, they were identified as a part of the aspirational district scheme, right? Of course, the Kerala Cadre IAS officer and Central Provident Fund Commissioner VP Joy is going to be the Prabhari officer for making sure that they're coordinating the efforts of the center and the state for the aspirational district scheme, right? As we had mentioned, 115 backward districts have been identified, and Wayanad is there from Kerala. So one district from Kerala in the aspirational district scheme, right? Of course, coming on to the next news, V.J. Mathew has been appointed as the Maritime Board Chairman. So V.J. Mathew has been appointed as the new Maritime Board Chairman. This decision, of course, was taken by the Kerala cabinet, for ensuring that the small and medium ports are developed fully, and V.J. Mathew has been appointed as the new Maritime Board Chairman, right? Of course, the first International Dam Safety Conference 2018 was held in Kerala, and when we are talking about it, it was held from the 23rd to the 24th of January 2018. Here, this was inaugurated by Chief Minister Vijayan, and we also need to remember that it was presided by the Union Minister of State Water Resources, that was Arjun Ram Meghwal. So it was presided by Arjun Ram Meghwal. When we're talking about International Dam Safety Conference, this saw a total participation of 550 delegates, and these delegates came from 20 countries. These 20 countries, of course, included US, included Switzerland, included Spain, included Australia. They all took part. So there were 550 delegates in the conference, and they were representing 20 countries, right? Of course, the dam safety manuals that were developed. So there were certain dam safety manuals that were developed by DRIP. Now here we need to remember that how this conference was focusing on dam safety, the owners of dam safety. So when we talk about DRIP is actually standing for the Dam Rehabilitation, and Improvement Plan. So there were certain manuals that were developed by project. So this is the DRIP, that is the Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. Certain manuals that the DRIP had prepared were also launched at the conference, were also given a thumbs up at the conference for the implementation, right? Also we need to remember over here that Dharma, so Dharma, which is the dam health and rehabilitation monitoring app was launched, which will have an authentic, so this particular Dharma, which is an app, is going to be an authentic account of the asset and health information pertaining to all large dams. So it's going to be a one-stop solution which will have the database of all dams, all the larger dams in particular. That's a dam health and rehabilitation monitoring app. So Dharma is actually something which is a kind of a web tool. So this will act as a web tool to help all the dam owners to digitize all dam related activities. So this was a bid to ensure that all the dam related activities, it eases out the dam owner's headache, and all the activities are effectively there on one app through the Dam Health and Rehabilitation Monitoring app, right? So this was actually the entire conference that was taking place in Thiruvananthapuram. So dam rehabilitation and improvement project, right? Coming on, of course, we have the Home Minister's Office has declared the top 10 police stations in the city. Of course, in 2015, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi had had started that, there should be a healthy competition among all the police stations. Following suit, we saw that the Home Minister's Office had actually taken out this competition. This competition saw around 14,850 police stations nationally participating, out of which 10 police stations got the honor of receiving the prize from Rajnath Singh, the Minister of Home Affairs, as the top 10 police stations in the country. As we can see in the list, we have the 9th place that is secured by a police station in Kerala in Kannur. So here, of course, the Minister Rajnath Singh awarding, and the main idea of having this was to develop healthy competition among all the police stations and ensure that we are going towards a safer place. Of course, through the course of the first and the second video, we've tried to cover up the pertinent news that have transpired in the state of Kerala. You can also take a look on our channel the two other important videos that have covered the budget in Kerala, that have covered the Nipah virus. These are also important news that have transpired in the month from January all the way to June 2018, and of course ensure that you're all fully prepared for your upcoming exams.